So digital, I mean, we got into the business and the ecosystem point of view. Small businesses in India have greatly, benefited from Meta's work with Facebook first, WhatsApp, of course, and Insta being a very, very important area for. I mean, the smallest of startups, originally start from that. How do you think they can continue capitalizing on digital to grow and scale? I mean, or do you think, because most of the times you see that they go to a certain stage, and then there is a sort of a plateauing. So what is it that can be done from your side to sort of, intervene there?
Yeah, I think on small businesses, we remain particularly excited about small businesses. A lot of the time that I've spent since I've moved in India has been trying to understand how small businesses set up, their operations online with us, how they actually sell their goods, and how we can make it easier for them to onboard and scale on our platforms. And I would say this, I'm actually seeing a couple of things. One is for small businesses, earlier, you'd have to set up a website or build an app to actually go online. And it was a big sort of, friction point for them and a big barrier for them to do that. And I think what's happened with our platforms, and certainly others as well, is that that barrier has fallen away. Now, pretty much anybody, with a good idea who runs an offline store can actually go online. They don't need a web page. Their first port of call can be WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram. And we see that playing out on our platform time and again. The other thing that we see, when we actually did a survey with Ipsos, we saw 72% of SMBs actually reported using one tool, a Meta platform tool, to actually grow and scale their businesses. The second thing that we see is just the access to a larger market, which wasn't possible before. Say, I'm from Vizag, right? So you're a small store in Vizag, or you're a small business sitting out of Vizag. It's now possible for you to reach all of India using digital platforms, and that's the power digital gives you, right? So we've seen that as well play out on our platforms, and we're happy to play a part in it. Again, the same Ipsos survey talked about 50% of SMBs actually reported exporting globally. They said they got more access to global markets, and they were getting orders globally through our platforms. So I think that's the other opportunity it opens up. The third, and this is the one that I'm most passionate about, which is just women-led entrepreneurship, right? So my aunt is an perfect example of someone who's come online and has started her store completely on Instagram. The other day she called me and very excited. I sold 1 lakh of smocked frogs on Instagram, and that sort of blew me away. But what we've seen since the pandemic is more women are taking steps to become entrepreneurs on our platform. So I think 73% of all Instagram pages that are women-led, that identify as women-led, started post the pandemic on our platforms. Half of all the Facebook admins who also are small business owners who are women also started their businesses post the pandemic, and their presence, not businesses, their presence on Facebook post the pandemic. So women-led entrepreneurship is another place where I think we can play a big role.
Great. So consumer behavior is seeing a sea change, and particularly in the last 2 to 3 years, pandemic being a very, very important trigger, whether it's consuming news.
Entrepreneurship with digital reach. इंडिया डिजिटल फेस्ट 2023 में संध्या देवनाथन बात करते हुए फ्यूचर बिगिंस हियर, द फ्यूचर बिगिंस हियर, ये थीम रहा। और डिस्कशन के दौरान मेटा प्लेटफॉर्म्स ने किस तरह से बिजनेसेस को स्केल अप किया और ग्रो किया, इस पर उन्होंने बात की, और डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म और उसकी ग्रोथ पर विस्तार से यहाँ पर डिस्कशन। चलिए आगे।